Hi, everybody. My name's Amber, and today the country I decided to pick was going to be Spain. So, a quick introduction into Spain that I wanted to include that I found on here. I'm going to go ahead and read y'all the intro slide. So, Spain is a beautiful country in the southwest of Europe. Its capital, Madrid. It's renowned from its rich history and vibrant culture. The official language in Spain, and the country has a population of around 47 million. Spain is famous for its diverse landscapes, delicious foods, and lively festivals. So, starting on to the presentation, I have a little rundown of Spain's history and religious influence. So, pictured here before I start is going to be one of their cathedrals. So, one of their churches. They don't look like the churches that we have here, but they're so beautiful, high ceilings, very beautiful. So, a little bit into the history. Spain's culture, shaped by Roman, Moorish, and Christian influence, Catholicism has played a major role in shaping traditions and food customs. Many traditional foods are tied to religion, festivals, and holy days. As I go through my presentation, you'll start to see how important and I've noticed this with my own family as well, since we come from a Spanish background, how much the food has played into the roles of tradition that we have set accustomed with our own family. The next thing that I'll touch on is the education, the literacy, and the economy in Spain. So the literacy rate is over 98%, so they have a higher education level. Education there is free, and it cultivates from the ages of 6 to 16. For the average income in Spain, it's around 28,000 per year. The poverty rate compared to many countries. Give me one second. However, economic disparities exist between regions. So, education supports awareness of nutrition and healthy lifestyles. I feel like this is important as I was doing some research over the country, just seeing how cool it was. Not even cool, but more of maybe eye opening to how much processed foods we eat as Americans. A big part of Spain was just, I know a lot of them are well educated in nutrition and healthier ways of eating. So that was very interesting and good to see them learning about that kind of stuff. So I touch on the geographic factors. So it's located in southern Europe, bordered by France, Portugal, and the Mediterranean Sea. The climate promotes agriculture, which it's most popular in olives, citrus, grapes, and vegetables, which again plays into their healthier lifestyle. Since they're close to the coast, it just allows them to have a richer diet in seafood. So, just different options for them because it's more accessible for them. And again, that plays a big part in their diverse food production. They have a little bit of everything. So, whenever I was researching, I found some traditional health beliefs and communications. So, this was more into their home remedies, and I kind of related to this just because my grandma, my great grandma, they basically have a home remedy for everything. But in Spain, they go so much further into more different home remedies, making sure that they have them in their house all the time and just that they're easy to access. So they have strong beliefs in balance and moderation for a good health, which again that ties into them making their own health remedies. So they do traditional remedies like they'll use herbs, olive oil, and garlic. And then next, I just included some of the common foods and flavors just that they have incorporated here. I do have an image of all kinds of a different variety of foods that they do serve. So while I was researching, the core foods that I found were just most common in most dishes was going to be olive oil, bread, tomatoes, fish, And then the secondary foods was more of like pork, rice, cheese, fruits, and wines. Which again, that just sounds healthier prepared rather than like something fried. Don't get me wrong, fried foods here are good, but it's just nice to see how they do tie in and they take the time to actually cook and, prepare for their family. Their flavor principles, it's more of olive oil, garlic, onions, and saffron to season. So, food preparation and special occasions. This picture right here, it includes some of the treats that they have on around holidays. They look very good to me. I don't know about y'all, but most of their cooking methods, it's more of healthier, as I was saying. You will notice how it doesn't say fried, but it has grilled, roast, sauteed, and stewing. Special occasion foods. I'm gonna butcher these names, so I better not say them. Y'all go ahead and take a read on those. But to preserve, they use salt curing, which I've actually heard about that whenever they pile salt on. Drying and olive oil preservation, which is a lot different than here. So, dining etiquette and foods for health. If you notice down here, I feel like this is more of a traditional household of how they have dinner every night, which I feel like in the United States, I mean, it's just we don't have the convenience for it. We're too in the rush. So, this was very nice to know that they do this there. So, they see meals as more of a social event. Sharing food is very common for them. They eat slow and enjoy the conversation, which is very much lacked here. And then the Mediterranean diet, that's actually was something that's so interesting. It just shows a lower risk in everything, just disease, and obviously the body will function better when it's giving more nutrients. Speaking on that, we have health and disease in Spain. So the major health issues are just like anywhere, heart disease, obesity, and hypertension. Now, for this, they'll do diets rich in olive oil, fruit, and fish to help prevent chronic disease. I do also have a image over here which goes over the traditional diets and then the moderate diets, just the differences you can go back and compare. So, like I was saying, westernization has introduced more processed foods and higher sugar intake, which I was saying, like America, we just usually have a higher sugar or fat or, all the good stuff, a higher intake of those in the United States. And then I included a cultural adaptation in the US. So Spanish immigrants may adopt fast food and convenience eating from us. However, traditional meals may become simplified or less frequent. So, just adapting to their lifestyle as well, because, you're busy. We understand. And then encouraging fresh produce, olive oil, and seafood can maintain cultural and health beliefs, benefits. And then finally, for my summary of this presentation, we have Spain's diet and culture emphasizes balance, family, and natural ingredients. And like I was speaking on the Mediterranean diet, it just supports good health and longevity just because of all the healthy and whole ingredients that it has. And then nutrition, education, and cultural preservation are key to maintaining health traditions. Thank y'all guys. I hope y'all got to experience a little bit more of Spain and hopefully y'all became more educated with Spain. Thank y'all. Bye.